Well, right off, she walks in, plonks herself down, and she looks, well, I'm not saying, blousy. And I thought, oh, we've got a right one here. Anyway, I start. Thank you for coming here today at this difficult time. We should start by taking down some details. And I pick up my fountain pen. Shows tradition. Gold shows quality, and that's us. Well, it used to be. It's all gone downhill these days. I buried somebody in a wicker casket last week. I tell you, it's basically a picnic hamper. Anyway, I start off. Your name? Anna Markham. Bit sharp. And could you give me the name of your loved one? And she looks at me dead on. He's not a loved one. Okay. I smile. Well, let's start with the name. And she says, I don't know. So I let out a long sigh. Sorry? And she says, what I say, I don't know. Well, we used to call him Co-op Jim. Right. Co-op Jim? And she says, well, yeah, that's where he sat for 10 to 15 years. A tramp. Well, I guess nowadays we'd call him homeless because he wasn't a beggar, proper friendly and smiley, and he'd sit there all weathers, pissing down, freezing, didn't matter. I think he used to sleep round the back and eat out the bin. Well, I'd gathered my thoughts now, and I say, you do realise there's a cost? And she says, oh, it's okay. I have a plan. I look at her. A plan? And she says, straight in there, oh yes, I bought it off an advert in Midsummer Murdersome in the afternoon. You know, the more people get murdered, the more you think about these things. I can use that, can't I? Yes, well, these things normally are transferable. And what about your own arrangement? Bam, straight back at me. Oh, well, when I'm gone, they can sell my house and that'd be worth about 80 grand. They could chuck me in a bin bag for all I care. Well, isn't that just typical of these days? Anyway, I get her details and I say I'll look into it. I phone the police station and speak to the coroner's office. Eric, we go way back. Now, it used to be, if you were generous and on the square, you'd go straight to the top of the call-out list. Well, not now. Which is right, I suppose. Anyway, I ask Eric if they've had a sudden homeless, and he says, oh, aye, you'll be talking about Co-op Jim. Honestly, I must be the only one in town who doesn't... Anyway, well, I say I've been asked to look after the arrangements, could I have the details next of kin, and he laughs, sounds like a drain unblocking. Oh, you're in luck. We know his name, Jim McDonald. His prints were on file. Now, to be honest, I was a bit disappointed by this, and I let out a shame. And he says, oh, no, not like that. Ex-servicemen. All their prints are kept on file, and there's a regimental tattoo. Lancashire, they think. Ah, well, what do they say? He laughs. You're joking. You know how mad it is here. So, next, I ring Regimental HQ. And I get put through to Human Resources. Human Resources. I mean, this is the army. The next thing, there'll be a health and safety department. Anyway, eventually I'm put through to this old sweat who's a walking archive. And he lets out this long whistle. You, my friend, are talking about Colonel Sergeant James MacDonald. Most decorated soldier the regiment's ever had. A true hero. And now listen, in our books, a hero isn't them that kills the most enemy. It's those that save the most of our lads. And he saved plenty in 3 campaigns, hardly lost a man. Well, that got me thinking. So I'm straight on to the stables. Prepare the horse and carriage for next Friday. We are doing a processional. First one in years. Now, I have to let it be known so that I don't get too many complaints or bloody run over. Well, if you'd have seen me, I stepped out of that office and there was Anna. Got up really nicely. It was so freezing that day, you could see your breath. Black top hat, long silver topped cane. I wrap it on the cobbles 3 times. The horses magnificent, tall black plumes. It was right. It was proper. When I stepped out that gate, there were a dozen coppers, white gloves, the lot. About 40 soldiers, full dress, and the streets are lined 2-3 deep, everyone out to pay their respects. And I cried every step of that 1.5 miles. We both did, me and Anna. I've never felt so proud. Proud of this town. Proud of this community. Proud of that man.